Hi, welcome. I'm going to talk about a really challenging week. This has been very challenging for me. I discovered I had probably the least budget that I've ever had for the groceries. I've been able to allocate myself £12, and that's because I was a little bit overspent last week. I did buy a couple of things that I maybe shouldn't have done. I think it was some of the fruit that I bought was really good for me, so I wanted to do that. But also I overspent because I needed some essentials, the biggies like butter and what have you. So this week I'd got like £12 in the purse, and I thought, well, what am I going to do? And then I've had an impromptu visit to plan for. So I've got family visiting, which has meant I've needed to buy things that I probably wouldn't normally buy. So I just ran out of ordinary tea bags this morning. You wouldn't credit it, would you? Just the week I didn't want to run out of tea bags is the week I've got some visitors coming. So I had to go and buy some more tea bags. I can live without them for a couple of days, but I don't want to be in a position where I've not got them to offer. So I had to buy tea bags. I needed some extra toilet paper. I've got enough for me, but I didn't want to be in a position where we didn't have enough, because we've got, I've got 3 people visiting me tomorrow. I had to buy milk. I don't normally drink ordinary cow's milk. I have oat milk, but I know that for teas and coffees I'm going to have that. So I've ended up having to buy that. That's gone on the list. And I think kitchen towel, I needed that. I ran out of that earlier on today when I was cleaning up. So what I decided to do this week for the challenge was I was going to live from the fridge, the freezer and the cupboards again. And there's very, very little there, other than I've got like a freezer that's relatively well stocked still. So I have got chicken, I have got burgers, I've got gammon, there is some salmon in there. I have got some potatoes from last week, and I've got some onions, and I've got some frozen mixed peppers. So I've got a plan. My plan is that I'll have cereal and toast, because I've got bread for breakfast on the mornings when I'm in the flat. I do have to have a contingency for the mornings when I go out to work. So I think what I'm going to do is make some little mug cakes to take with me, because they go really well. I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm running to the sandwich shop for breakfasts and stuff, because it gets to £4 and £5 a time, and I can't really justify doing that on a budget. So I've got lots of chicken in the freezer, and I've assessed the situation, and I've got enough ingredients to make a lovely chicken pasta bake, which will last me for 2 or 3 days. And I've also got enough food in the freezer to do chili chicken. So I'm going to do that, and I've got some rice, and I've got some red kidney beans to put in there, as well as the onions and the peppers. So I have got enough to do that. So that's going to make 4 or 5 meals for me next week. I've also got burgers and gammon, so I can have things like, egg, gammon, with a few chips and some onions or something like that, or a burger and the same. I think that's what I'm going to do this week with that money. So let's see how I got on. Me in my little kitchen. I've just got back in. I walked around the co-op, little local co-op. It's about a 5-10 minute walk. I wanted some exercise. I didn't really want to have to go into a big store. So I have overspent. by a couple of pounds, and I'll explain why I've done that. And I took that extra £2 out of the coffee budget, so I'm now left with about nine or £10 in the coffee budget. I'll have to check, but that will be enough. I don't suppose I need any more than that for the next week. So let's have a look what we got. So this is the little haul. It doesn't look much. It's about £14 worth of groceries. So let me take you through each thing and tell you what I've bought and how much it was. You can see some little treats on there. Those are the things that pushed me over the budget, along with something else which I'll tell you about in a second. However, I'll tell you for why I bought those. I think there's a good reason for it. So let's have a look. I did get some kitchen towel. I needed that. I was running out of that today. Let me just tell you how much the kitchen towel was. The kitchen towel was £1.85, and that was the cheapest one that I could find in the Co-op. I probably could have found it cheaper somewhere else, no doubt, but I just didn't want to have to take the car out today. I just wanted to walk. It was such a nice sunny day. So I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to have to get it. I'm back at work next week. I'm in the office for a couple of days next week, and I won't have as much time as I normally do when I work from home all the time. So I needed to get things today, really. The second thing you can see there is the toilet roll, and that was the cheapest toilet roll that I could find there, and I needed that. I probably would have been all right for another week with what I've got, but I've got some guests coming tomorrow, so I just wanted to make sure that we didn't run short of anything essential, and that was £1.95 for 4 rolls. I'm sure that they'll do. I got 2 tins of baked beans. They were 55p each. I think they're great for things like having beans on toast for lunch or breakfast, and also, you can use them to supplement a meal. So you could have, burgers, chips and beans or something, or egg, chips and beans or whatever, or even have them on a breakfast if you wanted to do that. They're just really versatile, and I didn't have any of those in, so I got them. I got some tea bags, and again, I probably could have got these cheaper. There's 40 tea bags, and they were £1.95. But I literally have used my last tea bag this morning, and as I say, I've got guests coming tomorrow, and I just didn't want to be without ordinary tea. I've got loads of other tea, funny tea as people call it. I've got chamomile tea, and I've got red bush tea and all sorts of things. And I drink all of those, but I just wanted some ordinary tea. I did get some ham. Let's go to the ham next. Some honey roast ham is £1.20. There's 8 slices, and that's going to serve me well for some of my lunches next week. I'll be able to take a packed lunch into the office when I go in, and make sure that I don't go spending at Greggs, because if I don't have a packed lunch, that is what I'll do. So I really need to make sure I've got the right things in for packed lunches. And I got some salad to go with that. £1.15. And I thought that was a nice accompaniment to go either in the sandwich with that salad, or I could maybe have a jack of potato, because I have got some potatoes in with some salad. I just thought it was a nice versatile food, and it's got quite a good date on. It's got the 24th of April on, so it should last a few days. Then I did get some eggs, and they were £1.65. And I think it was £1.55 for 6 sort of large ones. And I just thought I can probably get more out of 12 ordinary ones. I can get some breakfasts out of it. I could make some mug cakes, which I've been enjoying doing, and all of that. I got some milk. I don't have milk. I have oat milk, or I don't have anything in my tea and coffee. I have it black. But I have got guests coming. I wanted to make sure I've got some in. I will be able to use it though. I'm not allergic or anything. So I will probably use that to have some cereals, or to make some cakes or something at some point. I did get some crisps, £1.25, Co-op's own make. I'm sure they'll be fine just to go with my lunches. I did see on the shelf that you could buy a pack of branded crisps for about 90p, 1 pack, but there's 6 in there, so that's good value, isn't it? And a little treat for me, a bar of Aero. The Aero was £1.25, and I know it is a bit of luxury, but I really thought I fancied that. And I can't work out what the Co-op charged me, £1.84. I think I've been overcharged for something. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to sit and scratch my head and have a look and see what that is. And if it's not something I've bought, I'm going to have to go back round there or ring them up, because I'm not paying £1.80 for something I haven't bought. Well, I have worked out what they've overcharged me for, what they've charged me £1.80 for, and it was the eggs. So it said on the shelf the £1.65, and I've got the evidence of that because I videoed it. I'm obviously videoing it to make this film, not for evidence, but I've got it. So I've been charged 15 pence or something over the odds, and I shouldn't have been. Part of me wants to go back round there and say I've been overcharged 15 pence because it's the principle, isn't it? But there's part of me that goes, do you know what, I just want to put my feet up and have a cup of tea. It's 15 pence. I'm overspent anyway by £2 because I bought crisps and chocolate, and I knew I was doing that. But that's to stop me from doing things like going in and shopping at Greggs and all of that. Because that would just be a slippery slope, wouldn't it? Going into Greggs 2 or 3 times a week just because I hadn't packed myself sufficient in a packed lunch. So it's not as bad as I thought. I thought I'd been completely overcharged or charged for something I hadn't bought, but I haven't. That's all right, isn't it? So this is the meal plan for the week based on the shopping that I got, which was obviously based around what I had in the fridge and the freezer and the tiny little bit of shopping that I was able to do. So most days I've got identified on there cereal or toast, and I've just given myself the choice. I've got plenty of cereal, and I have got enough bread. I've got a bread in the freezer. I know I didn't buy one, but I didn't need one because I have one in the freezer. There are 2 days there, Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to be out of home. I'm going to be in the office at work. So I'm going to pack myself a lunch. I'm going to take a ham and salad sandwich and some crisps. I'm going to make some microwave mug cake on Tuesday night prior to going to work, and I'll take those in for my breakfasts. If I've got any berries left, I'll probably have a berry one. I might have a peanut butter one. I might experiment with that. The rest of the days for lunches, I've got things like egg mayonnaise sandwiches, cheese and ham toasty, and scrambled egg on toast, because I did get 10 eggs, which will they're a really good deal. So I'll be able to be quite versatile with those. And then in the evenings, I've got a range of things. So on Monday, I'm going to have a steak burger from the freezer with some homemade chips and some baked beans. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to cook the dragonfly chicken that I've already got in the freezer, which was from the menu from the week before, with some mushrooms, onions and peppers that I've already got in the cupboard, which will last me 2 days. So I'll have something when I come in from work on that first day back in the office, just to warm up in the microwave. And then on Thursday, I'm going to make the chilli. I think what I'll do on Thursday morning is I'll pop all that in the slow cooker. I love my slow cooker. And do a nice chilli chicken, and then I'll have that when I come in, and that'll do me on Friday as well. I finish work. And then on Saturday, I'm just going to have another burger. I'll probably have a chicken burger, and I'm going to do myself some garlic and paprika potato fries in the air fryer with potatoes, so they'll be homemade. I'm not making too much on Saturday because on Sunday I'm going to be out. So I will get lunch out from my coffee budget, no doubt. I'm going out with my mum. We're going to go and do a bit of shopping. I will have to allocate a budget if I'm going to buy anything from the stores, and I'll have to have a look and see on the monthly budget whether or not I can afford to buy maybe, an item of clothing or something while I'm out, because that's what we like to do. And then I'll be having my tea at my mum's, so I won't have any expense there. And then later on, I'll just move this a little bit and zoom in down there. Later on the following week, because this menu needs to run on to the following week, for Monday and Tuesday, the dinner next week is going to be chicken pasta bake, which I identified as part of this current week's menu plan. So there we are. It was the week that really challenged. I did manage it. I did manage to live off what we've got in the freezer. I did manage to make those meals. I did manage to not spend any more. But it was a big challenge. I think one of the biggest challenges is just not having like lots of little treats. Do you know one of the things I really wanted when I was round the shop spending that limited amount of money was a Diet Coke. I was really wanting a Diet Coke. So maybe when I do my budget for May, I might just plan something in. I might just plan some Diet Cokes in because it looks really refreshing and really nice. Anyway, if you have enjoyed that, if you've got some hints and tips from that in terms of budgeting, that's brilliant. If you like what we do on this channel, give us a like, give us a subscribe, that always helps us. And if you can think of anything else that you'd like us to cover here, please drop us a message in the comments and let us know. And if not, that's okay. It's lovely to have you with us on this journey, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.